Well, I had to update the list. I wish I knew about this particular one. A black Zeus. Before making my new Classics Challenge 2024 video, and I'll get back to why that pisses me off. This started with seeing some news about Disney Plus Percy Jackson Season 2 getting a recast for Zeus. After the previous actor unfortunately passed, he was the same actor in John Wick 1 through 4. So, I still haven't watched Disney Plus Percy Jackson, and honestly I never will, because this is one of those cases where the Racewash really pissed me off, and I just don't watch it. Also, I remember the movies, which it's still infuriating that they didn't get 6 movies, or at least a trilogy. I knew the show Racewashed Annabeth. First off, there's the character's name, Annabeth. A character can't get any more white than that. Yeah, they did it anyway, and before anyone tells me the creator okayed it, that's lazy as well. I'm tired of that, and I'll get back to that. When it comes to all these creators that either okayed it or want to do it, or directors that do it. Next, the Disney Plus show turned Grover from black to Indian. Now this one I really got to address because I call out this race-wash mess all the time. The black version we remember from the movies, that is a race-wash situation as well. I checked the description for the character in the book. But, back in 2010, and previously, at least this mess was not intentional. It wasn't so blatant like it is nowadays. Here's one huge example. Pun kind of intended. Look back at Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. They wanted to cast a guy that is freaking tall. They knew Kingpin was huge. And Michael Clark Duncan fit the bill. That's why they picked him. I don't think there would have been other options back then. I mean, besides wrestlers. Besides Big Show, I guess, but I don't think it was acting back then. Nowadays, this race wash mess is so blatant. It's so clear that y'all just want to wipe out all. I don't think I can say that. It's clear these people don't want white characters in anything. Now on to Zeus. That is Greek culture. That is a whole different culture, white culture. And all those freaking statues, does that look black to you? I think this is the only statue I can even show that's safe. So many versions of Zeus through decades. All correct on the appearance. But nowadays he's just black, and that is just wrong. I have been drawing stuff based on the African pantheon because of this shit. Besides Egypt, like we got a lot of African gods. Maybe more than Greece. Yet these damn studios are so lazy. They damn well know it's lazy. They're hypocritical too because they're race-washing white culture. And here's what I'm getting back to. These directors and some creators, they hate themselves. They must hate themselves or have some weird guilt nowadays that they shouldn't. Some guilt over making their original characters be white. And they want to change that now, thinking that will help us when that laziness, when throwing us goddamn breadcrumbs instead of taking notes from Black Panther 1 and 2 will not help us. Won't give us more diverse characters, y'all are just giving us goddamn white hand-me-downs. Meanwhile, the actual original diverse character list is so damn short, especially for black characters alone. Back to How to Train Your Dragon. You know what else I hate when these directors try to defend their bullshit? Like the director for that remake, trying to say, let me use the other voice for this. We're crafting a fantasy, not historical fact. You really want to go there? Saying it's fantasy, not history, when fiction uses history a little bit. And this damn logic would not work if some media came out that turned Shaka Zulu of the Zulu Empire white. Or if you want an example that's not as extreme, turn Static Shock white. You know the backlash would never end. How about you put some damn effort into original black fantasy? In fact, we got dragons actually. Kinda, they're more serpent-like in our case. I'll get back to drawing that sometime. But yeah, that's something to use. Do some research on that and come up with some new shit. How is it that me, just some normal dude, can look up all these diverse freaking stories and draw up some stuff, yet these $1 billion studios can't do the same thing? The only thing you directors and creators are helping with is a lot of these films flopping. I have no idea how studios can even keep doing this unless they get a freaking tax return or something, whether a film does good or bad. And before anyone says I go easy on MCU Namor and their Atlanteans, I don't. Instead of race washing Namor, that could have been its own underwater faction. especially considering they put in effort for the origin story. In fact, there are Hispanic mythologies about mermaids. Like Mexico has their own mermaid myths, actually. One more thing. Just making an original character would have been so easy, it's not even funny. Just have this black character be from some far off land that no one knows. Or some Vikings from Verk travel to this one place, everything was wrecked by dragons, and they take this girl in. So she hates dragons ever since, wants to become a Viking, and does everything to become one to get everyone's respect. Even the original movies, or all those spin-off TV shows, I should say, there was a bunch of them, they added original characters before. The one original character that comes to mind is Heather. So the remake could have done the same freaking thing without worrying about continuity hiccups. But wait and see this girl get race washed next.